is charged with a crime, if we have evidence that it happened, then your can possibly be revoked. You realize that?
That's not understand.
Okay. Did she write a letter saying it didn't happen?
I have no altercations. I have no letters, no nothing. No, nothing.
Okay. She's not here today. What is your relationship with her?
Over with.
She is here. We got a late check-in. She is on Zoom.
Uh-oh, is this going to cost him time in prison? This is a Louisiana parole revocation hearing, and he is alleged to have, thrown her through the mirror and done some other things, and he's claiming, no, it never happened. And now here she is. What's she going to tell the board? Let's find out.
You're accused of violating condition number 4, in that on 2/13/26, you were arrested and booked in the Ouachita Parish Correctional Center on a warrant for domestic abuse battery, second offense. According to the police report from Monroe PD, on 12/20 at about 4:32, you battered your girlfriend at her residence by pushing her into a glass mirror, causing it to shatter, punching her in the face 2 or 3 times. The officer noted the injuries on the victim's face, and they were consistent with her statement. A warrant without bond was signed, and you were placed in a parole detainer. However, on March 25th, 26th, the state declined prosecution of the case. How do you plead?
Not guilty, ma'am.
Okay. Are you pleading? Now let's ask something else. Did you and your girlfriend get into an altercation in December?
No, I'm not aware of no altercation, ma'am. Of no December, no, ma'am.
Okay, so were you at your girlfriend's house? Sir, I'd like for you to remain seated straight up so I can see your face.
I can barely.
Okay, so you're having trouble hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me speak more loudly, okay? Did you and your girlfriend have a situation where in December a mirror was broken and y'all were together?
I mean, it was a situation where I think I cheated. When I cheated on her, she became upset and the mirror was shattered. But as of a physical altercation, ma'am, no, ma'am. It was something that happened that I felt like I should have been in person to talk to you guys that really don't have nothing to do with this case that happened. But as a me, I get into a verbal altercation, no, ma'am.
Okay, so you've already had one domestic abuse battery charge. Is that correct?
Allegations, yes, ma'am, that I was never convicted of. That I supposedly, that was a shock to me when this case came up. They said I supposed to have something against me that I wasn't aware about. It was supposed to be in 2014 or 16 or around about that area.
Okay. During your time incarcerated, did you ever take any classes on anger management or anything?
I took CPR and anger management was my next one, but I took my CPR, got my forklift, chainsaw, and I was doing entrepreneur classes. I guess we got to get this type of code just to get it. It's on Cypherverse that we got this code that we got to get our certificates, get them downloaded and all that. But I have been taking classes on. We have this tablet thing we go on.
Okay. Whether someone is charged with a crime, if we have evidence that it happened, then your can possibly be revoked. You realize that?
That's not understand.
Okay. Did she write a letter saying it didn't happen?
I have no altercations. I have no letters, no nothing. No, nothing.
Okay. she's not here today. What is your relationship with her?
Over with.
See, she is here. We got a late check-in. She is on Zoom.
Oh, okay, thank you, Ms. Renatza. I was unaware of
And
that.
so is the parole officer.
Well, he wasn't able to log in.
Oh, I'm sorry. He said he's gonna observe. He wasn't able to log in. But Ms. Keys is on Zoom and says she wishes to speak.
I would like to hear from her at this time.
Ms. Keys? Can you unmute your microphone, Ms. Keys?
It's unmuted.
Okay. Go ahead and you tell us what happened.
It was a verbal altercation. That night, the police got called by the next door neighbor. Officer Torres pulled up. I wouldn't say much. He walked through the house and wrote his report from what he saw.
What really happened? What happened between you guys?
It was a verbal. We was going back and forth. It was an argument.
How did the mirror get?
The mirror got broke because it got thrown some at it.
Did you have a protective order against him?
The state put a protective order against
Okay,
him when he got arrested.
okay. Mr. Colvin,
Yes, ma'am.
oh, never mind. I was just curious. So you're saying you never touched her?
No, ma'am. We never got into like an altercation where I had to put my hands on her.
Okay.
Question is legit. Mr. Colvin, why do you believe the officer who responded to the call documented visible injuries, if no physical altercation with Ms. Keys took place?
I'm not to be speaking overboard, but it's just be on the safe side, ma'am. I have no idea. It's just a pro mom state and a pro protective woman state. And I know it's a buku situations out there with this right here where they have to take these type of situations serious, but I have no idea, ma'am. I wasn't there.
You weren't there at all?
I know I had left, like, after me and her got into altercation, verbal altercation, I left the home.
What do you believe caused her original statement to law enforcement, which says you pushed her into the mirror, causing it to shatter, punched her several times in the face, pushed her into the bathroom door, pulled her hair, banged her head on the floor?
You are trash.
I have no idea, ma'am. Like I said, I upset her, and I guess that was a way of getting. I know I upset her very much that day. I really wasn't a physical altercation, ma'am.
Ms. Keys. Ms.
Yes.
Keys, happened?
No, it did not happen. And that's why when he got arrested, I went to the DA office and spoke with the DA because what she just read, I did not tell Officer Torres. I didn't speak with him at all. And I had requested for them to get his camera footage.
Did he hit you?
No, he did not. The only
Are you-
thing that was shattered was the mirror, and I had cuts on my feet from the glass being on the floor. That's all.
Are
Who
you
called the police?
When the officer pulled up, he said that he had a call for a disturbance. So I'm
Okay.
guessing one of my neighbors called the police.
Are you afraid of him?
I am not.
At the very least, I believe that Mr. Colvin needs to have some domestic abuse battery treatment of some sort. We have a police report that indicates that you had visual injuries, and we cannot just dismiss that.
Yes, ma'am. The only visual injury that I had, like I stated before, was cuts on my foot from the glass being on the floor. Other than that, it was no visible injury.
Did you have any treatment? Did you go to the doctor or the hospital?
I did not, ma'am.
Ms. Chairwoman, I turn it back over to you.
What is the nature of your relationship now, Mr. Colvin?
Unfortunately, this has been a railroad to where me and Ms. Keys has been separated.
Okay. And is that still the case?
Unfortunately, yes, and me and her is separated.
You may have to, or you are?
No, we are. We are.
Okay. All right. I have no other questions or comments. Ms. Ledoux, I'm ready to vote when you are.
I'm not sure if we have the ability to.
For executive session?
Yes, let's go ahead and go into an executive session.
I'll second.
We have a motion and second for executive session to discuss confidential matters without objection. We're going to be in executive session, Mr. Colvin, for a few moments. Just stand by. We'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Ms. Marchand.
All right, Mr. Colvin, we are back in regular session. It's 9:05 and we are here to make a decision in your case. So I'll go ahead and vote first. Mr. Colvin, I'm concerned about the situation. I think something happened. I don't know who's not being forthcoming in our discussion today. But I was pleased to hear that you're separated. I think you need some help to learn how to deal with situations like that. So my vote would be in lieu of revocation, that you be sent to a facility that can give you a substance abuse evaluation as well as domestic violence prevention training. And once you complete the training, you'll be released back to supervision. You understand? You're on mute still. You can't hit the button to unmute? You don't see a microphone on your screen?
You're speaking to Colvin, right?
Yes.
Okay.
She's there.
Mr.
Can you hear us now?
Mr. Colvin's on mute. Is the officer?
All right, you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, you said you was gonna recommend me to a treatment what is this going on?
A program.
I can't even see you guys anymore. All right. Like I kind of been classes since I've been in here on the tablet for that already.
Right now, you need specific training geared to domestic abuse classes. And then I would add a special condition once you are released that you're to have no contact with Fulnavia Keys. You said you're separated. So that's my vote. I'm gonna let my colleagues vote. Mrs. Ledoux?
Yes, I believe that there's a need for domestic violence prevention training as well as a substance abuse evaluation. I concur with my colleague. No contact with the victim.
Mr. Tillis.
I concur.
All right, Mr. Klein, we're gonna get you some classes, some specific training, and then you'll be released back to supervision. Who'd
Like,
like
what-
to-
do y'all know how long it's gonna take? Hey, can you ask how long it's gonna take?
I think we all wish we could know how long it would take. And I do wish that the Louisiana board would have a little bit of empathy to tell them, well, it might be 3 to 6 months, might be 6 months. I mean, to not know the answer kind of sucks, but but it's definitely much better than the alternative. And I don't think he knows how lucky he is. Now, we also don't know how much time he's backing. I'm not going to ask Sir Richard, who's, struggling with the illness, to do all the research that it takes on these revocation hearings. There's really not that much juice you could find. I did look up his name. I couldn't find anything. Sir Richard is really the only one with the magic that pulls things. So who knows how much time he's backing and how much time they saved him. But I can imagine it's going to be a minimum of 3 months, right? I mean, maybe 6 months is going to have to take a program. Now, I don't buy the story for 1 second. And when you think about it, though, the punishment that he got is you can't see your boo, which I don't believe for 1 second he had planned to break up with her, right? So this is, oh my God, I can't see her, and I have to do some type of programs. And you know what was interesting? We're going to go to another hearing in a second, but when they were first talking, she was like, wait, me? I'm going to have to do the programs? And this is this is why this is my suggestion for these type of things. If someone's going to show up and on the record claim that they lied about a police report, then yeah, they should do programs. And then let's see how quickly they change their mind at the hearing. Now, in this case, this was a little bit different, right? She did not call the police. It was a neighbor, and she didn't make the claim and then take it back. So it was a little bit different than what we were used to, but the police said they did see marks on her face. So I'm gonna have to believe she was a horrible liar too. Sometimes they're pretty good liars. I don't, yeah, he did it to her, man. Anyways, let's jump into the next revocation hearing. But before we do, I want you to know that at the end, we are going to hear a special July 4th story time from GrandPaDoo, sponsored by our favorite sponsor, Rose Forever, that, by the way, has the most amazing July 4th bouquet of roses. If you want to check it out, there's a coupon code also in the description. But make sure you watch GrandPaDoo's story time. Now back to the regular schedule.
Mr. Woods, is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
So for the record, sir, would you tell us your name and DOC number?
Aaron Dale Woods, DOC number 587258.
Mr. Woods, you have counsel here with you this morning. Would you please introduce yourself for the record?
Yes, Attorney Gary Blaylock, for the record, Your Honor, out of Monroe.
Thank you. And you also have Mr. Woods, your mother, Miss Sharon Walker Woods, is here. We're going to call on her shortly. She wants to say something on your behalf. First, do you have some paperwork there with you? Well, you've got a lawyer, so I don't need to go over that parole revocation questionnaire with you. We'll just record his name into the record. So your case is assigned to her, so I'm going to turn it over to her.
Mr. Blaylock, I'm going to be asking your client to enter a plea to various parole violations. At any time you need to assist, you may do so. But Mr. Woods, you've been accused of violating conditions of your parole. Condition number 2, you failed to report to the Monroe District Office since your last personal contact on 3/13/25. Your whereabouts were unknown until you were arrested on 6/27/25. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay. Number 3, you failed to inform your parole officer of an updated place of residence since 3/14/25.
That's guilty.
You were arrested on 6/30/25 for simple burglary, unauthorized entry of an inhabited dwelling by Washita Parish Sheriff's Office. How do you plead?
I'm guilty.
Your Honor, yeah. Okay.
Is it my understanding that you were in court June 18?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what were the results of that?
They gave me a trespassing charge, a misdemeanor trespassing. They dismissed the burglary and the unauthorized entry.
So, what was the sentence for the trespassing?
Credit time served.
And also number 10, you have an arrearage of $1,320. How do you plead on that?
Guilty.
So, it seems pretty cut and dry in my mind. Would you like to make a statement about what was going on and why we are here today?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not really trying to just make no excuses, but the girlfriend that I had at the time, me and her, we had lost our house, and she just found out she was pregnant at the time, so I was homeless. So, and I'm from another parish, really, and I really didn't have nobody like that I could try to get a place to go live at, and then just fell on hard times. Like, I know I should have called my parole officer, probably could have helped me with and just.
Yeah, Mr. Woods, you're a 5th class offender. This is not your first time on supervision, I don't think, right?
No.
So you kind of know communication with your parole officer is key to success.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So where was the unauthorized entry, simple burglary? Where did that occur and what was the circumstance?
It happened at the trailer park that we was living at, and I had purchased a phone from a woman for like $50, and it was really a broke phone. It really didn't work. Like it was a contract phone, but I ended up getting the phone from her, and her and my girlfriend had gotten into a little dispute, and my girlfriend was threatening her, and she tried to come buy the phone back from me, and I already had sold it to the Eco ATM at this time. And for her to be able to get the phone back, she had to do a police report. That's what the Eco ATM people told her. So she made the police report and said that I either came into her house or I came into her car and stole her phone, which was untrue.
Mr. Tillis, I think that's the two things that'll get you in trouble, phones and women, right?
Yes,
Um, I'd like to hear what your attorney, Mr. Blaylock, you have any comment on this the situation?
Yes, so I've represented Mr. Woods on his criminal charges. So I was contacted by Miss Woods, Miss Sharon Woods, who's present on video. That's his mother. And so she came and saw me while Mr. Woods was incarcerated, and she wanted a plan, or she wanted me to help Aaron, but she also she knows that there's been an issue with his life with drugs and sobriety and whatnot. So she knows that he needs a foundation when he gets out, and he needs sobriety and he needs purpose. So what we talked about was a structure for when he gets out, because I think that's very important. And me and Miss Woods, spoke, and I told her that honestly, she's going to have to go through sobriety and whatnot to help her son out. So we came up with a plan that I would help Mr. Woods represent him on these charges if she, address her sobriety. So, and this is an issue that I was going to bring up in this hearing. I wanted to present exhibits. However, I just got this letter last Thursday from Mr. Woods. I need to present these exhibits to show the board that what we're trying to do is get him into positive direction, which is a sobriety intake treatment program. So, as I stated earlier, Miss Woods, she started this. I got a certificate that she completed that. She's currently living in a sober living house and seeking work, and she's working on sobriety. And I have documentation of all that. And as well, I have documentation that we have everything ready for Mr. Woods to be accepted and start this treatment process if this board will allow that. Now, this case, there was an issue, obviously with the phone. I talked to the prosecutor. We talked to the victim in this case. Everything's resolved around that. So, is it the board with that preference that we be able to present these exhibits so y'all can review them, or do you want me to address them and submit them for review afterwards?
We have some tools also in our within the department that we can address some of those things with. I think it would be important to allow Miss Woods, Miss Sharon Woods, to make a statement at this time.
Except there she goes.
Okay,
Morning.
this,
Yes, go ahead and just make a statement to the panel.
oh, yes, ma'am. I'm Sharon Woods, and I'm Aaron Woods' mother. I've been his mother all his life. He struggled with drug, and alcohol just as I have since his grandpa died. And that was like 21 years ago. He was 12. And he struggles with toxic relationships, not only, with drugs and alcohol, but with toxic relationships too. And he's done things because he was addicted. And the program, I went through rehab and I graduated the program and I came straight from the rehab to sober living. And I changed my people, places, and things. And I believe that's what he needs too. And he needs help for his problem, for his drug problem. And as a mother, it hurts me to see him repeating the same patterns because he didn't get the help he needed when he was younger. But I'm a living testimony that this thing works. And he has admitted to me that he has a problem, whereas before he didn't want to admit he had a problem. And so I'm willing to, while he's in rehab, to pay his parole and probation fee. I'm on disability, but I also volunteer at the food bank 2 to 3 times a week. And it's a very good program. The guy that runs this house will be putting him, he's a discharge planner at Positive Directions. And he said he would go straight from the 28-day rehab, the rehab at Positive Directions, straight to sober living. And he has 2 weeks to find a job. And here in Baton Rouge, it's very easy to get a job. And I'm willing to help him financially and emotionally. And while he's in the rehab.
Thank you very much. And I'm glad to see that you're working on your own situation, and that's very positive. Mr. Woods, during your time of incarceration, have you ever had any kind of substance abuse treatment?
Yes, ma'am. I completed on my first jail sentence. I did a 150-day drug, substance abuse program in Concordia Parish. And
Do you
then,
remember the name of that? It was just within,
I can't remember, it was back in
It's
2000.
it's an RSAP program in Concordia Parish.
Yes, ma'am, 150 days.
okay. And you're still struggling with substance abuse?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's like I get out and I'll be doing good for a while, and then I might lose my job or just fall on a bad time and run into one of my old friends or something like that and just fall off, thinking, oh, I can just do it one time and maybe just do it for this one time during this weekend, and then I'll stop, and then it just goes downhill.
Did you hear what your mother said? What she changed?
People, places, and things, yes, ma'am.
I know you learned that in Concordia.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a truth. It's a truth.
It really is.
Okay. Well, do you need another refresher on your substance abuse treatment?
Ma'am, it probably wouldn't hurt.
Do you want to be clean?
Yes, ma'am. I'm tired of living like this. Tired of being in jail. I got a 3-year-old daughter, and I just found out I might have a 1-year-old daughter, and I'm not trying to be like my daddy, not be there and them not know me. I want to actually get out and be able to do stuff for them and them to be proud of me. I'm not nothing to be proud of right now.
Well, the only way that I would be comfortable with you going back into society is after more than 28 days. So, are there any other questions from my colleagues?
Now, let me just ask one, and then I'll be anxious to hear your plan. Mr. Woods, you mentioned part of your cycle is that you get out, you do good, and then you lose your job. Have you reflected on why you lose your job?
No, ma'am, not really. So I have sometimes like, and it's been me. It's been me,
Yeah.
like,
No, I think, would you associate your drug abuse with,
yes, ma'am, me losing it.
okay, just, you got to look at those things. That's not easy to look at, but you got to do that evaluation yourself. Okay, Ms. Ledoux, I'm ready to hear anything you may have to say and vote.
Well, I think that, you didn't report for 3 months. You were in bad shape. And the problem is drug use, illegal drug use is always going to put you where you are. And so my vote would be to, in lieu of revocation, send you to a DOC substance abuse facility long-term. And then part of that would be to discharge you to a sober living facility after that. Okay.
What's the long-term 90-day facility, or?
They are evaluated by the Department of Corrections, and there are several different options. And so it is generally 90 to 160 days.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Knotson.
And I also think you would benefit from that. So my vote today also is, in lieu of revocation, send you to a DOC facility for a long-term substance abuse program, and then discharge from there to a sober living house. And I think your attorney has set that motion in place. So hopefully that will be available for you. We'll work with you to ensure that happens. But you got to do the work.
So I'll be going to like another jail facility rehab?
Yes. Hopefully it'll be the Steve Hoyle program. You ever heard of that one?
And Bossier?
Yeah, North Louisiana. Yeah. Well, you're in North Louisiana now, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Well, look, good luck to you. You got a lot of work to do. Don't disappoint us. I hope I don't see you again on that screen.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Thank y'all.
I love you, Mom.
you. I love you too. Love you too.
That was really cute. Let's be real. That was really cute. I'm happy that we caught that on the hot mic. And I just want to say, guys, I know I was playing the music background for Mom speaking, but I happen to enjoy Mom's speech a lot. I actually thought that it was really powerful. I mean, she was stating that he's been on narcotics since like the age of 12. I actually like what she said. She didn't seem to be in denial at all. And we had to, yeah, it was too good of a moment to not play the piano music. But I do want to say that usually I play it as sarcasm with supporting speakers. I actually like Mom in this situation. And I hope that he gets his act together. I like that Miss Renatza hinted it with Steve Hoyle. I was about to say they don't mention Steve Hoyle anymore, and they're not allowed to send people to Steve Hoyle. That's what they used to do. For those of you who are familiar with Louisiana, it was automatic. We're sending you to the Steve Hoyle program, the best program in all of Louisiana. And my accent sucks. And then recently, someone must have legally said you can't do that because you know that Steve Hoyle's making bank by having these programs, so you could probably directing people there. It seemed like a conflict of interest or whatever. But they hope it'll be Steve Hoyle. They even gave it days. What was it, 90 to 180? The thing is, I saw on his face disappointment. I saw on his face that he's still not ready. I will predict, and you can leave your comment in the comment section before we go to the next hearing, whether we will see him again or not, because we will play him in the return of, and when we see him again, like it can happen because he gets kicked out of Steve Hoyle. So if he doesn't complete the program, if he gets kicked out for any reason, he comes back to the revocation board and they'll be like, you got, released from Steve Hoyle for X, Y, and Z, and they'll revoke him. So I don't want to be, just so pessimistic. It's just a reality. We're so accustomed to seeing it. So I will predict that we will see him. I'll even be willing to predict that we'll see him within 30 days of this hearing. I'm recording this June 24th. The hearing happened June 23rd. I'll predict we'll see him within 30 days. I hope I'm wrong. Let's jump in to the next hearing.
Violation number 3. On or about 9/12 of 25, September of 25, you left the state of Louisiana without permission, as evidenced by the fugitive from justice warrant out of Texas. How do you plead?
Guilty with a statement.
Okay. Number 4, it's alleged that you engaged in criminal activity about November 21st, 2025, when you were arrested for fugitive from justice. You engaged in criminal activity on or about September the 12th when you committed the felony offense of continued violence of a family member. On 4/9/26, the charges were dismissed. How do you plead?
Guilty.
And also number 4, it's alleged that you failed to refrain from illegal use of drugs as evidenced by positive drug screens in March of 25, August of 25, November of 25, and May of 26. How do you plead?
Guilty with a statement.
Number 8, you failed to submit yourself for available substance abuse treatment classes as ordered by your parole officer. That was in November of 25. You didn't go to substance abuse classes.
Yes, I guess I did. I'm not guilty on that one.
And number 10, you're currently $695 in arrear. You failed to pay supervisions June, July, August, September, October, and November.
It's not guilty. I have my job.
Okay, so you were in Texas in September. You said that was with a statement. What kind of statement do you want to make?
I was out there working in Texas. My parole officer gave me a pass at first when I first come home, and I went look for a job. I told her I found the job,
She wanted me to get parole transferred to a family member, but I couldn't get no niece. It had to be my mom or somebody. I couldn't find nobody. So but I had got my job and I was just working out there. So I just stayed out there and was working, man.
Okay. You said that you were guilty to the drug screens with a statement. What kind of statement can you give me on that?
Man, after coming home from 14 years of prison, and when I come home, I had lost my granny and an aunt, and my anxiety, life hit me so hard when I come home from doing all that time, and that was the only thing that I seen that I could cope with, you know, that besides going to the streets and doing something worse than that, you know, and I'm truly guilty, but I smoked some marijuana when I lost my auntie and my granny.
Also cocaine, amphetamines as well, you were positive for. Tell me about substance abuse treatment. Where did you go and when did you complete it?
I never completed it. My parole officer sent me to on South Grand. I forgot the name of it. It's on South Grand. She sent me to that. So when I went and got my interview, my appointment, but I went to jail right before my appointment was made. So when I come home, I just went and got another appointment made when I just was released in May from Texas. I went and got another one.
Okay. So how long were you incarcerated in Texas?
4 months,
Okay.
4 or 5 months.
Okay. You're a sixth felony offender, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this your first time on supervision?
No, ma'am.
So you know how it goes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you violate the conditions of your parole?
Then?
On this period of supervision,
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes,
you
ma'am.
violated your conditions of parole.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You were in Texas without permission. Okay. I have no further questions. If either of my colleagues would like to ask a question.
Are you still, well, is there anything to do to help you, or you still have a drug problem?
Sir, no drug problem. I really just need an opportunity. Sir, that's all I needed, a chance. Like I say, after doing 14 years, my anxiety, I couldn't even cope with life. Like I couldn't even go grocery shopping without anxiety hitting me so hard. And the marijuana was my cope, you know.
Do you realize you need to stay in touch with your parole officer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Makes a lot. Just can't leave and come back and think everything's going to be okay. But we realize you need to work, but you have to stay in touch with your parole officer, and they're there to help you.
Sir, the whole time I was in Texas, I came back every month, sir, and seen my parole officer every month. Every month I was down there, I came.
She knew you were there?
No, she didn't. Like at first, she gave me the paper. Once I started working, I didn't let her know I was there. I just came back every month and seen her, and I go back to Texas to go to work.
Okay, I have a question.
What type of work were you doing?
I was working at Access Furniture Distribution Center, working in making furniture and a recycling place out in Salina, Texas. Trash, working on back of trash truck and stuff.
Where's your home?
My home? I'm back in Louisiana now. I'm living in
Washita Parish?
Yes, West Monroe, Austin Street. I was working at Austin, also at the Creek Farm in West Monroe.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. I don't have any other questions. Ms. Ledoux, we're ready for your vote.
Mr. Sparks, you know, there's only so many chances. People want second chances, third chances, but this goes far beyond that. My vote today is to revoke your parole.
Mr. Tillis.
My vote's gonna be also to revoke.
Mr. Sparks, based on, I find that you have violated the conditions of your parole, and considering your criminal history, I think that, revocation is warranted. So my vote today also is to revoke. Good luck to you, sir.
Dude, it's just so simple. What are you doing? I always wonder, what are people thinking? Their life is on the line. They are the ones that need to make sure that, then these are always the most avoidable. Don't just follow the rules. But you just can't help them. And the most excitement in this entire hearing was Tillis's long pause. What is he gonna do? Why, Tillis? Why? By the way, I want to let you know that I'm playing these hearings in sequence of how they all happened. This is all from the docket of June 23rd, 2026. I'm playing it in order. Sometimes I skip around. This time I'm just going free with it. I'm playing it in order. I haven't even watched them yet. I haven't even looked at Annette's notes yet, actually, on these hearings, because he was doing his job where he has to deal with real people, so he couldn't get the notes in. And I just, I just threw it in my head. I'm gonna watch it and talk about it. So that's what we're doing, guys. And I did do a Google search on it, and I was like, you would think that Quentin Spark, maybe I can get a name. Nothing. I don't know how Sir Richard does it. I'll tell you that. Anyways, let's jump in to the next year.
All right, we need to see Mr. Dore first. Is that you? He's trying, can you unmute? Yeah, try.
Okay, hold up. This is Mr. I'm gonna turn it around for Mr. Dore.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, sir. Could you tell us your name and your DOC number, please, sir?
Brandon Dore, 774574.
All right, and so you're here for a revocation decision. Is that paperwork for you in front of you?
I have this.
That's a parole revocation questionnaire. So could you verify for me, is that your signature at the bottom of that page?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Based on the information, Mr. Dore, contained in that form, you're not eligible for us to appoint you a lawyer. So are you ready? Are you ready to proceed today without a lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your case this morning has been assigned to Mr. Tillis, seated to my left. I'm going to turn it over to him.
Good morning, Mr. Brandon. How are you?
I'm doing good. And yourself?
Good, good. I'm going to read some violations and you can answer guilty, not guilty, or with the statement. Violation number 2, you failed to report to your parole officer since April of 25. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Number 2 again, on 6/2/25, you were ordered to report to the New Iberia probations and parole. On 6/4/25, you failed to report to the office visit. How do you plead?
Guilty.
On 6/9/25, you were ordered to report to the New Iberia parole and office. And on 6/11/25, you failed to report. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Violation number 4, you failed to refrain from criminal conduct on 3/20/26 by committing theft, prohibited acts, possession of drug paraphernalia. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, with statement?
I mean, I did get charged, but I've never went to arraignment or anything yet, so I don't want to trap myself by saying I'm guilty or not guilty. But I mean, I did, what I'm saying, I did get arrested on those charges, though. I'm not going to say that. I've just never been convicted.
Okay, were you guilty?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to stand and lie to you. Yeah, man, I was guilty.
You admitted to it during your preliminary hearing as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit there and lie. I just didn't want to entrap myself by not being actually convicted of the charge yet,
No, that wouldn't, this has no bearing on that.
Yeah. A violation number 8, were ordered by your parole officer to complete substance abuse evaluations and follow recommendations of treatment since January 2nd, 2024. You failed to complete substance abuse treatment as ordered. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, violation number 8 again. On 3/20/26, you tested positive for methamphetamines, marijuana, etc., being booked into the parish, into Iberia Parish Jail. How do you plead?
Guilty.
And number 10, you failed to make any payments toward your supervisional fee. You are in the arrear of $1,638. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, is there any other statement you'd like to make to us? Why are you not going down seeing your parole officer?
Sir?
Why are you not going to see your parole officer?
Times got rough. I mean, as in my preliminary hearing, as I told the same guy, times got rough. I ended up homeless, and that was just a far walk. Like, I mean, she was coming to my spot and my home of address and see me, but it ended up by having to move, and then it just went downhill from there.
You let her know you moved?
No, sir. It just, everything just went downhill. Like, I told her I moved the first time to an apartment, but after that, it was there was no connection, no contact.
Okay. Any of my colleagues have any questions?
How did you come to be homeless?
I lost my job.
And why'd you lose your job?
It just got slow, and then it stopped calling. So I ended up living with someone, and they moved, and then I had no choice but to move also, which was to the streets.
To the street, and then you got involved in the drugs.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so well, I see you said you hadn't been arraigned or anything like that. I do see your pretrial conference is in next month, and the trial is scheduled for August. But you know what do you expect from today?
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I would like to be reinstated. I mean, I wouldn't want to be revoked.
And so you go back to being homeless.
No, I don't go back to being homeless. I move with my mom. My mom's out here now.
Where's she at today?
Yeah, very well. She's at home. I mean, that's done like the most I know.
So you didn't know you were coming up today?
Yeah, no, I knew I was coming up today, but I mean, there's a website that y'all gave for watch, but I'm not sure if she's watching it or not.
Do you feel that you did another job?
Yes, sir. At Landers Lawn Service.
Do you feel that you have a drug problem?
Nah, I was just doing drugs. I don't have a problem. Addiction is a mind thing, not a sickness.
If you are an alcoholic or were an alcoholic, you are an alcoholic today.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that statement. Ms. Ledoux, you have any questions?
I would say that addiction is also a legal issue, and you were sanctioned back in 24 twice for doing drugs under supervision. I don't think you've changed, and if you don't admit that you have a drug problem, there's not much I can do to help. That's all, Ms. Renatza.
You ready?
Yes.
Tell us.
My vote today is going to be to revoke.
Yes, sir.
Mrs. Ledoux?
I vote also to revoke. Mr. Doré, need to come to grips with your substance abuse problem, okay?
Yeah, and my vote today is to revoke for absconding supervision, the repeated reporting violations, and charges to which you admitted. So today, sir, your parole's being revoked.
Yes, ma'am.
It always blows my mind that you can be this deep in the system, having gone through, sit in front of a judge and who knows, probably drug courts and all these things, and you can still sit here today and be like, nah, I don't have a problem. I mean, what? How is it possible? But they do it over and over and over again. And yeah, he just got revoked. They didn't even want to send him to a program. It's like, no. You don't think you have a problem? Too bad for you. Now let's see if the man sitting next to him took a hint or two. Can you imagine taking revocation hearing with the dude right next to you? I mean, what if you had a dirty jacket? What if you had done something that you don't want the guy next to you to know? I always found that to be like totally awkward and maybe even irresponsible. But let's go find out. I haven't watched this yet. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's go.
Mr. Francisco, we are having a hard, you have an attorney, Mr. Spears, is that
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes,
And we are
ma'am.
not able to contact Mr. Spears. He checked in earlier today, but now we're not able to get him. We've tried for quite some time. I don't know if he's in court and he's just unavailable right now. We are going to have to reschedule your case, and we're going to coordinate that through with Mr. Spears so that he can be present. Because you want him here, right?
I mean, we could proceed without him. I mean, my case is over with. The charges are over with. We could proceed without him if you want to.
Is he,
That's fine.
did you hire him? Is he retained by you?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I don't know how to proceed because he is the attorney of record on our record, and I don't think we can proceed without him.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're going to reschedule just as soon as we can.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you. We'll
All
see
right.
you soon.
Yes, ma'am. Well, get Richard on the phone.
Get Richard on the phone. Yes, that's what I would say too. But I don't know who he's saying it to. Who's he bossing the orders to? Is it the other guy who just had the hearing? He's like, is he like doing the calls for him? Get Richard on the phone. Yes, sir. And he goes, Richard, where are you? I mean, you know, I'd be pissed if I had hired an attorney and it's like, you got one job. I know you got to sit there. I know you got to sit and wait your turn, but you got one job. Why don't you go and make sure that you're here? Because now I'm going to have to sit in jail for who knows how long. You know, it's not like they just throw in people, you know, it's not like Connecticut where they have revocation hearings every 3 days, which they do, by the way. It's a totally different system. It really is. We'll go see another hearing, but we'll keep seeing. We'll see the whole day's docket. We'll go through the whole day's docket. But it's like, you know, there's a few things that's interesting. The contrast. I mean, it's two different worlds. But for one, Louisiana, they are really polite. You know, they get revoked and it's like, yes, ma'am. I mean, it's totally Connecticut. It's throwing a chair, screaming, cursing, threatening. But it's on a regular basis like that. Makes for good television. But Louisiana is yes, ma'am. And then also just the way it works. Like here, you know, they don't even put the attorneys first. You know, it's like you would think they would have the attorneys on the first of the docket. They don't even care. And Connecticut, everyone gets an attorney. You get like you have an attorney for the pre-hearing, then for the second hearing, and then you have the board review those hearings to see if they agree with it. It's like a whole crazy system. Everyone gets an attorney for you, and they're good attorneys too. If you haven't seen the Connecticut hearings, I have a second channel. Connecticut hearings are something else. There's something in the water. They're all wacko. And but the attorneys that they give them, they're not like public pretenders. They actually are really good at their job, and they seem quite passionate about keeping their habitual offending addicts out of jail for some reason. I mean, I guess it pays the bills. I don't know, but let's go see what's next.
How you doing, Mr. Robertson?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I'll read some violations and you can plead guilty, not guilty, or with a statement. Violation number 4. You were arrested by the East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office on the following offense: resisting an officer. It is unlawful for any person knowingly or intentionally. Schedule 5. It is unlawful to knowingly or intentionally possessing Schedule 1, possessing a firearm, carrying a concealed weapon by a person convicted of a certain felony. Obstruction of justice, illegal carrying of a weapon, use, weapon, violent, invalid crimes, or a felony. East Baton Rouge District Attorney's Office has not, as of 5/14/26, officially billed or pending charges against the offender. How do you plead guilty, not guilty, or with a statement?
Not guilty.
Not guilty?
Yes, sir.
A statement or just not guilty? You want to make a statement about it?
Sure.
Tell us what happened.
I was hanging out with an ex-girlfriend. I literally was wrong place, wrong time. I don't know any of the defendants. Any of my co-defendants, I don't know them at all. I was only home from East Baton Rouge workforce for approximately 59 days. I was hanging out with a girlfriend. I didn't see anything illegal. I had nothing illegal in my possession. It was literally wrong place, wrong time. I don't know. I don't understand why I even have been charged. I mean, I understand me being on parole. I wasn't supposed to be around it, but I honestly had no knowledge of anything, no illegal activity at all. I had nothing in my possession. I didn't resist the officer. I was scared. I just was trying to call my wife. Let her know what was going on. I didn't do anything illegal.
Let me clarify something. You say you're hanging out with your girlfriend?
An ex-girlfriend. I was temporarily staying with a family member, so I was locked out of the house I was living at because I was waiting on my interstate compact to be accepted because I was supposed to be moving to Texas. So I didn't have a key while I was living because it was supposed to be temporarily. And I just got picked up by an ex-girlfriend to hang out with her to kill time until I was able to get inside, and I ended up there, wrong place, wrong time.
Okay, thank you. Violation number 5. You were arrested by the East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office on the following offense: possession of a firearm or carrying a concealed weapon by a person convicted of a certain felony. How do you plead guilty, not guilty, or with the statement?
Not guilty.
You didn't have a firearm? Concealed firearm?
No, sir.
Any of my colleagues want to question?
So the house where you were was one known for dealing drugs.
That was my first time there. I had no knowledge of that.
How long were you there?
Maybe 3 hours.
Was anyone using drugs while you were there?
No, sir.
Why would the police officer say that you resisted? What happened?
Officers was outside of the home telling everyone to come outside. And I was scared, honestly, and I was just trying to let my wife know what was going on. I was just utilizing my cell phone, that's it. I didn't run, I walked out with my hands up, cell phone in my hand. I was just trying to call my wife. That's it. I didn't run. I didn't put up no type of fight. I was confused. I was scared. I didn't know what was going on. I just was trying to call my wife and let her know.
Ms. Jerry, you have any questions?
Well, I mean, I'm reading the narrative from the parole officer, which states that he reported and gave an address and started the ICOTS, which was denied because there was not a good address. And then there was personal contact to be made at his residence, but the apartment number did not exist. So it doesn't look like, and so then he was at a different address with his sister. And a lot of this just sounds like we don't have a good grasp of why he was where he was. And have you been to court on these charges?
I never was billed
The
for,
U.S. Marshals, did they pick up this case?
no, ma'am. Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I never,
So you have not been billed for this yet?
no, ma'am.
There's not, district attorney has not billed them pending charges against the offender.
Okay.
Why was your interstate compact denied?
Because when probation and parole in Texas contacted my wife to approve to get confirmation that that would be my address, she told them that the lease were about to be up and we were moving to Tomball, Texas. And my parole officer told me that's the reason they denied it, because we were in the process of moving from Katy, Texas to Tomball, Texas. And but I never was aware of that until after I was arrested this time. My parole officer told me he didn't know that I got denied because they sent it to him a different type of way than they normally do. So I wasn't ever aware of it. I was only in Baton Rouge, still waiting to get accepted. I never know I was denied.
And you knew your wife was, that move was being planned? You were aware of that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What are your plans if you go back on supervision?
Go immediately back to work. Man, I have 3 small kids. I have a family. Like, I just want to build a future for my family, for my kids. I just want to go back to work and help provide for my family.
Where are you working at?
I was working at Chris Specialties. And also, we have a family trucking business. Trucking.
Where's that at?
Ma'am?
Where is that at? In Texas?
Yes, ma'am, but I just wasn't able to drive because that's why I was trying to get, I had to move to Texas. I wasn't able to help with the trucking business because my conditions, I'm not able to leave the state. So I wanted to drive locally once I did make it to Texas.
Right, but your trucking business is in Texas that you're
Yes, ma'am.
referring to? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a new interstate compact in the works with the new address? Has she moved yet?
I mean, I believe I would have to file another one.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know if that process has been initiated?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Do you know if your wife has moved?
Yeah, she moved to the new address. Yeah.
Well, what about the charges? The charges that have not been, they have not done anything about that. You're gonna probably have to wait to go to court for that.
Still?
The charges that are pending against you, violation number 5. Number 4, East Baton Rouge District Attorney's Office has not, as of 5/14, officially billed the pending charges against the offender.
Ms. Ledoux, you had questions?
Well, maybe I'm the only one that's thinking this, but are you sure your wife wants you to come after you were hanging out with your girlfriend? I mean, like, I don't understand the culture maybe, but when you go and hang out with your girlfriend and get arrested, is your wife going to be okay with you coming to this interstate compact?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, I've been with my wife 10 years. We have 3 kids together. I know I probably won't ever hear the end of it, but she forgave me. I talk to her every day.
Okay, you don't have the interstate compact yet, and these charges have not been dissolved. I mean, I think we ought to continue the case until at least we know if these charges are going to be picked up, and it gives you a chance to work on the interstate compact.
I agree.
I've been incarcerated 8 months. And I don't really know how it works, but I've been incarcerated 8 months. And I don't think, I'm really going to get billed. As far as I know, everyone else that was involved in that case are home. No charges, nobody. No one has been billed so far. I don't really know how it works, but I honestly was wrong place, wrong time. I don't have no intentions on getting in any trouble.
This may help if you get this, if they ever get the charges pending. But if we vote now, there's a good possibility you might get revoked.
So,
We're releasing something.
So, not with opinion.
Okay, yeah.
So what we're saying is we'd like to not make a decision today, allow some more time to pass to see what happens with those charges. We can't release you while those charges are hanging out there. I'm not willing to do it at least. In the meantime, I'd like to see you work on an interstate compact to the new address. Because that's where,
yes, ma'am.
Texas.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, it's up to you to try to figure out what's going on with the charges. Maybe your wife can help you work through that. But that's my vote today, to continue to allow time for disposition of the pending charges and allow time for Mr. Roberson to work on the interstate compact.
I concur with Ms. Ledoux. Ms. Renata also.
Ms. Ledoux.
I do too. I believe that's the best thing, is to continue, but Mr. Robertson, you need to have someone intervene. So you may need to reach out for some kind of legal aid or something to assist you with those charges. But once those charges are not billed or dismissed and you have an interstate compact, I don't believe the board would have a problem with that decision then to not revoke and send you to your continue on supervision. So that's my vote today as well. Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Roberson. We'll see you again soon.
I don't know if it's your culture, but does she want you back? And for real, why would she want you back? It's like, can you imagine getting a phone call from hubby overseas while you're dealing with your business and your trucking business and your 3 kids and you got everything going on, and then it's like, honey, I was with my ex and I'm now arrested because they say I have a gun and there's a drug house and I swear to take me back. Oh, sure, honey, I'll take you back. Like, what? No, really, I just, it's something we see over and 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 over again. And I just don't get it. I never will get it. It makes no sense. It's like, I really just cannot wrap my mind around it. And and it was like, he says it so shamelessly too. I was hanging out with, my wife, like, but we will have him back on the Return Up playlist when he shows up. And look, if they bring charges, he's not going to have a chance. If they don't bring charges, which would be quite interesting, I don't know how you can get charged with having a concealed weapon. But I guess, if it's a roundup, somehow he is in the wrong place at the wrong time and they arrest like 30 people and maybe like there was a gun on the floor. So they decided to charge everybody with having the gun because no one would say who it was. I mean, there are different scenarios that it can play out, but what he has to do, there's one thing that he has to do. And if anyone's watching this, make sure he does not take a plea deal for a lesser charge. That will not get you out of it. Do not take a plea deal for a misdemeanor. No. You have to say, I am 100% innocent and I'm going to go to trial. That is the only chance that he has. And even then, we have seen revocation hearings where someone did that, went to trial, was found unanimously by the jury to be innocent, and the parole board, revocation board, still came in and said, we don't like what the jury said. We're still revoking you. And yes, that has happened. But it happened in cases where you can understand it. There was one case, I don't know why the YouTube algorithm shadow banned it for some reason. I thought it was going to go viral. The guy's DNA was on the gun. They went to trial and they showed the jury the DNA.
What I'm trying to say is, if you take a DNA sample and to do DNA analysis, if it was my DNA, it'll say 100% match. It wouldn't be a mix up, or it could be my DNA. If you take a DNA of yourself right now, and they'll say, okay, it's your DNA. It wouldn't say it could be or it's possibility. Same way my lawyer explained it in trial. That's why I was proven not guilty by 12 jurors.
And the jury found him innocent. So he was sitting here telling the parole board, no, you don't understand. It was 1 in a quadrillion chance that it wasn't me. That's what the DNA said. And the jury realized that there's still reasonable doubt because it's 1 in a quadrillion. And the sheriff was like, what? No. That was so funny. But it just goes to show you never know with the jury. You never know with the jury. Okay, let's go jump into another hearing.
All right, looks like we're back.
All right, good morning.
Morning. So for the record, sir, introduce yourself, please.
Deputy Ivy Marlboro with Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office.
Sir, thanks so much for accommodating us and working through that, whatever that technology was.
Zoom.
We appreciate it. And let's see, is this Mr. Klein?
Yes, I'm Mr. Klein right here. I'm right here.
All right. Mr. Klein, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. Would you introduce yourself, sir? Tell us your name and DOC number.
Yeah, my name is Joshua Miles Klein. My DOC number is 732-145. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I see you have a parole revocation questionnaire in your hand, I believe. Isn't that what that piece of paper is?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign that piece of paper at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Based on that information on that piece of paper, you're not eligible for us to appoint you a lawyer, so you're ready to proceed without a lawyer.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so your case was assigned to me. So I'm going to read the allegation against you. You're accused of violating the conditions of your parole. So I'm going to read them and you'll enter a plea of guilty or not guilty, and then we'll have a discussion about it.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
So you're accused of violating condition number 4, and the violation states that you failed to refrain from criminal activity by your arrest April 13, 2026 for violation of a protective order. So how do you plead violation of condition number 4?
I didn't have nowhere else to go, but do I have to plead guilty?
It has to be guilty or not guilty, whichever one you want to plead.
All right, I don't want to violate myself. I don't know.
It has to be guilty or not guilty.
Guilty. I don't have no other choice.
All right. The next one says condition number 10. You failed to pay your supervision fees and you're behind $504 and that you never made a payment.
I have money now. I'm a trustee, so I can pay.
How do you plead to that violation? Are you behind on your fees, or were you behind on your fees?
I'm behind on my fees. I have money to pay it. So.
Okay, so are you guilty or not guilty of being behind on your fees?
Guilty.
Okay. So let's talk about it. You tell us about the violation of the protective order.
Just, I didn't have no other place to go. I didn't know that I even had a protective order on me. Yep. I thought it was gone because I did a year in jail. I just did a year and I just got out and came right back.
Yeah, so let's see. You were released August
Yes, ma'am. I just, yeah.
of 2025 and you were arrested in April of 2026.
Yeah, I was just seeing if y'all could give me a chance. Like I just got.
Lived between August and April.
Yeah, I just started work. Like I just started a job. Yes, ma'am.
My question was, where did you live between August when you got out and when you were arrested in April? Where were you?
I was living on Klein Street in West Wego. And then I had moved from Klein Street to Westwood. I'm sorry.
So the protective order, where was that? So that's where you were trying to live?
Yeah, I've been living with my dad, but I didn't know, my dad didn't know that he had a restraining order. He was gonna drop the restraining order. I'm sorry, I apologize, but I was homeless, so I didn't have no other place to go. But I finally got a job.
So the protective order was restricted you from being with your father?
Yes, man. It was only 4 months. It would have expired. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry about everything. It's just I have a job, and I have my boss's phone number and everything, and y'all can speak to him.
You have what? Your boss, you say?
I have a job, yes, ma'am.
Where would that be?
And that's in Harvey, Radbourne Park. Yeah, I have a good job, so I could pay my fees. And I've been a trustee, so I could pay half of it right now.
So the reason you were arrested in April, the police report says that you were abusive to your father.
No, I've been getting along. I just gave my dad a car. I had gave my dad a car before I came to jail. I just gave him a car. A lady gave me a car and I gave it to my father.
The police report indicates deputies were dispatched to Westwood Drive in Marrero. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, I was living in West Wego with him.
In regards to the subject, that would be you beating on your father.
I didn't hit him on Westwood.
The deputies observed blood on your father's wrist. The living room was in disarray.
No, ma'am, I never hit him.
Where did the blood come from?
I don't know. The police is saying that. My dad didn't say that. My dad told the court I did not hit him. I did not touch my father. They gave me credit for time served on the protective order. I only did 3 months for the protective order. I just got credit for time served on the protective order.
Well, that doesn't mean it was dismissed. That means you violated a protective order. And I understand you said you thought it was.
No, I did not hit my father.
But there was something that happened that day when the deputies went there.
I did not hit my father. Only thing, I was upset because I missed my appointment, but I did not hit my father. I gave him a car. I did not hit my father.
You gave him a what?
A car. I gave him a car to drive. Yes, ma'am. I did not hit my father. I did not put my hands on him. The only thing he got.
Car when you're behind on your fees.
No, because a lady gave me a car for free, and I gave him the car. He has my car. He's driving my car right now.
You gave it to me.
I gave it to him. Yes, ma'am.
I think we're not understanding each other very well.
What you mean? I never hit my father. I swear to God, I never hit my father.
Well, what was the protective order for then?
Because it was an old protective order.
What was it for initially?
It was for domestic.
Against your father?
Yeah, I made a mistake and slammed my dad's hand in the door. But he called the police on me and they put me in jail for domestic. But He didn't want the restraining order on me. The judge put the restraining order on me.
That's right. That's right. I don't.
Yes,
yeah.
he didn't put the restraining order on me.
Choice.
The
So,
judge put,
Mr. Klein,
I'm listening.
good. You're a third offender. How much time did you do in jail?
I did a year. But it's my first offense against my dad. It was my first offense. I understand it was my third offense, but I'm not like that. I go to church every Sunday. I've been working, I just got a job, I'm homeless. Like my mother passed away in jail in 2022. I never got to see her because they had put a restraining order on me and I couldn't even go by my mom and she passed away. And when I was in lockdown, incarcerated in 2022, I just did a year. I just got out of jail.
I know that. All
Yes,
right.
ma'am. I'm sorry. I apologize, y'all. I'm sorry. Like I'm just.
So you pled guilty June the 8th of this year,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. I just got out of jail. Yes, ma'am.
So tell me why you pled guilty. If you say you never.
I pled guilty because I had to. I didn't have no choice. They wanted me to plead guilty because I was on probation. I took 2 different probations, and by me being on 2 different probations, it violated my probation. You understand? Look, I apologize. Look, if y'all give me a chance and it never happened again, look, I'm gonna have a place to go anyway. So my boss, I got a good job out there. So yes, ma'am. And I can pay half my fees right now. I'm a trustee. I can pay half my fees right now.
Do you get paid to be a trustee?
Huh? Yes, ma'am. I get paid $200 every 2 weeks.
Really?
Yes,
Wow,
ma'am.
I didn't
I
realize.
know. I'm better than myself. I'm being
Good.
100% honest.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yes, ma'am. I love y'all. Hey, thank y'all for giving me a chance.
Mr. Marlborough, are you familiar with Mr. Klein at all?
I deserve it.
I'm sure not.
I know all the guards. I know Miss Tillman. I'm sorry.
No, ma'am, I do not know him.
I'm gonna, so you don't know him, Mr. Marlborough?
No, no, ma'am.
Okay. I'm gonna defer to my colleagues for any questions.
Y'all keep that smile. I know I'm funny. But yeah, I'm staying out of trouble. Yes, God's good all the time. I rely on God for everything, yo. I turn to God for everything. Yo.
Well,
Where will you be living if you're released?
I'll be living, I talked to Miss Kathy. I'm trying to go to the shelter in New Orleans, in the mission or Eyes and In. Yes, sir. I promise you, I'm gonna stay out the way. I'm staying because working keeps me out of trouble. And I will be constantly working. That's my best bet to stay out of trouble.
well, Ms. Ledoux, any questions? Mr. Klein, I'm really happy to see that you're a trustee and that you're earning some money by doing that and saving some money. I'm not willing to release you to a shelter. I appreciate that you say you have a job.
Like I have a place to go.
You're a third offender. You violated a protective order, which is new criminal conduct while under supervision. And my vote today is going to be to revoke your parole. You have an expiration date that's not too far in the future that gives you time to save up some money so that you
How long?
Mr. Tillis?
I concur with Ms. Ledoux. Ms. Renata.
Mrs. Ledoux? You're on mute.
My vote is to revoke based on violation of a protective order.
All right, Mr. Klein, good luck to you, sir.
So how long I'm gonna do? You're gonna back up whatever you got left. You're gonna come up last.
Oh my God, guys, that was hilarious. This is the funniest thing, watching it without preparation, because normally what I do, I'd probably be like, okay, I'm going to watch this and I'll make this like the first hearing, because this was the funniest of all. But just going in order, this guy, let's talk to Grande. He says, I'm not diagnosing anyone. I'm only speculating on a situation like this. But I wonder if he was on some of the goods while he was like, I don't know, maybe it's just like a habit, you get the itch thing going on, but guys, it was like, but he is, he is making $400 a month, $100 a week. He was so proud of it. It's kind of, it's like a little bit. Right. Did you know he's a trustee? There's something off. I mean, he was like his mood, he's going to all the, yeah, I think in his head, if I had to think about it, I think in his head, he probably thought he was hitting it out of the park. He's like, I'm going to be walking free. I am doing good. This is amazing revocation hearing. I have won them over, and he has no idea. He has no idea that the entire time all he was doing was digging and digging and digging. And by the time he was done, it was 6 feet deep, and he laid his bed. And it was just weird, really weird. And look, I mean, the protection order thing, they should have done it the right way. It wasn't like he was just stalking someone. It sounds like his father had a protective order against him and then did welcome him back to the house with that. That probably is what happened. But look, you don't pay your fees. You don't do what you're supposed to do. And then the parole officer is going to come a-looking and they're going to say, wait a minute, you can't even be here and you're going to get revoked. And I don't know how much time he's back. And again, I'm not doing like the research thing. I'm not bothering Sarisha with this stuff. It's more like we're just going with it. We're flowing with it. But this was a wild thing. It's so funny. The parole board's funny. The way they're dealing with this case. Anyways, we got one more. We got one more left. I haven't seen it yet. Let's see. Let's see how it goes, right?
All right, here we go. Mr. Williams, welcome back. You're on mute.
How about good morning?
Good morning. Would you introduce yourself, sir? Tell us your name and DOC number.
Okay, my name is James Williams. The DOC number is 792264.
All right, good. And you have, before you should have a parole revocation questionnaire, and that's your signature at the bottom, which indicates you're not eligible for an appointed lawyer. So are you ready for us to proceed today without a lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you know how this goes. I'm going to read the allegations against you. You'll enter a plea of guilty or not guilty, and then we'll have a discussion about it all.
Okay.
So you're accused of violating condition number 4. This is what it says. On April 5th, 2026, you were arrested by Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office, charged with domestic abuse battery, resisting an officer, and disturbing the peace drunk. On April 28th, this year, the domestic abuse battery was refused by the DA's office. On May 6th, the resisting an officer charge was accepted, and that is scheduled for arraignment on June 29th of this year. It's all the same charge. Also, May 6th, 26th, the disturbing the peace drunk charge was refused by the DA's office. So how do you plead to violating condition number 4?
Not guilty.
Then there's another one. It's condition number 10. It has to do with your fees, saying you were behind on your fees, $126. So how do you plead to being behind on your supervision fees?
Guilty.
Okay. So tell us what happened during that April 5th incident. We do have body cam footage, so we kind of got a good background on it.
Okay, it was just me and my girl. We had a verbal disagreement, didn't get physical. I didn't put my hands on her or my daughter. When the police had came there, I was in my shed. I was getting my scrap together because that's how I was making money. But that morning, I worked my shift smart at Circle K, which had only paid $16 for the shift. And we were like just looking for the keys to the car. And I was like crying because I was last year I was in jail for Easter. So I was trying to talk to my daughter. And we just had a disagreement.
You and the officer?
No. Me and my girlfriend.
I'm talking about the resisting an officer.
Oh, resisting an officer? No. When they came, got me out of my shed, I was in my shed. I had my hands up. I didn't resist. They put me in the cuffs. And
I saw you didn't run?
No, ma'am. I was in my shed the whole time.
I saw you come out of the shed.
Yes, ma'am. I didn't fight or nothing.
So tell us about why your fees were behind.
Okay, I was filling out applications. I was doing Indeed resumes. I did my Indeed resume. I was sending it out. I just had went to a temp service to get a job, and I was waiting on them to call me. And I didn't have transportation, so I was catching the bus. But the Shift Smart, I got me like a month or so. I started working the Shift Smart. I did like 3 shifts, so it was only like $100 a month.
$100 a month for 3 shifts?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you only had 3 shifts?
Yeah, because it'd be like 16, 26. It'd be like 2-hour shifts. It ain't like no full day of work.
Right. Well, I don't know. You have an arraignment June 29th, which is this week? Monday.
Oh, wow.
Did you see that?
No, ma'am.
That's what my information says, that the resisting an officer charge has been accepted. It's set for arraignment on June 29th, which is Monday.
Okay.
So, what do you want to do today? You want to continue, or you want us to go ahead and proceed with the, our revocation decision?
I guess I'll continue.
Any other questions or any objection to the continuance?
No, I think that's a wise choice. Continue. Ms. Jerry?
I'll concur with that.
So, Mr. Williams, because you have an arraignment set June 29th, which is Monday, just a few days away, continue this proceeding until such time as that's taken care of.
Okay.
And we'll see you again.
Okay, thank you. All right.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so he's going to come back. So we'll play him at a separate time. And I actually asked Sir Richard. I just saw Sir Richard in the spreadsheet going over the docket while I was doing this. And there's one more hearing after this. I was wrong, by the way. And so Sir Richard was getting to work on this. And I said, Sir Richard, I already did it. I did it. Stop. Save your eyes for something else. But I said, can you look into this case? Because he said, welcome back. She said, welcome back, right? So I think that we've seen him before and we'll see him again. So we will play him in a return of playlist. We'll give him his own hearing probably. And yeah, so let's go into one final hearing and then maybe we'll do a song. Should we do a song? We might have to come back. Maybe. Yeah, I have to wait for Annan's notes for the song. Maybe I'll wait for Annan's notes. We'll do the song and then I'll come back for the final. You'll find out. Let's find out.
Yeah, I think you're on mute, are you? Can you unmute it?
Oh, me?
No, Mr. Summer, ask staff to do it.
Okay.
Mr. Simon?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, there you are. Can you introduce yourself, please? Tell us your DOC number.
My name is Clark Simon, DOC number 574395.
All right, and I see that we also have joining us by Zoom, Ms. Brianna Pope. Mr. Simon, and when you had your preliminary hearing, you had hired a lawyer for that?
Yeah, I had a public defender lawyer.
Mr. Chester?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you expect him to be here today?
Yeah.
Have you talked to him?
No, I did not.
Because he didn't check in with us, so I don't know what that status is.
I haven't talked to him.
Do you want to proceed today without him, or do you want to wait till he can be present?
I'd rather do it without him because I want to get this over with.
So you're ready to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were, he was an appointed lawyer for you, right?
Yes.
Or he represented you in a criminal proceeding?
Yeah, he was appointed to me to represent me in a criminal procedure.
Okay. So the way this will work is I will allegations against you, Mr. Simon, after which you'll enter a plea of guilty or not guilty. We'll hear from Ms. Brianna, and then we'll have, we'll just talk about what happened. So you are accused of violating the conditions of your parole. And I'm gonna read each allegation. The first one is condition number 4, that you violated that condition, and it says, between the dates of March 5th and 6th, 2026, you engaged in criminal activity when you committed the crimes, aggravated second-degree battery and domestic abuse battery. You were booked into the Orleans Parish Prison March 20th, 2026. Those charges were refused by the DA's office on April 14th, 2026. So how do you plead to violating condition number 4?
Not guilty.
Okay, and then it says condition number 5, which says between the dates of March 5th and 6th, 2026, you had in your possession or control a dangerous weapon, which was a crowbar, when you committed the crimes of aggravated second-degree battery and domestic abuse battery. Again, on March 20th, 2026, those charges were refused by the DA's office on April 14, 2026. So how do you plead to that allegation?
Not guilty also.
Weapon. And then lastly is condition number 10, which says you failed to make any payments towards your supervision fees. You're currently behind $441. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Okay, so explain circumstances then around the arrest in March of this year, 26.
Can you repeat that?
Explain the circumstance. You said you pled not guilty to any criminal activity, so tell us about what led up to your arrest in March.
I was picked up on a warrant. They said I had a warrant out for my arrest. And I was placed in jail.
All right. What about, tell us that there's an allegation you had a crowbar. Tell us about that.
I never had no crowbar. I don't remember having any crowbar or committing any crimes.
Why are you here?
Because it was said that I committed a crime, but I didn't commit a crime.
Why are you behind on your fees?
Because I didn't have a job at the time. And it was hard for me to find a job, so I couldn't pay any fees.
All right, before I defer to my colleagues, we're here from Ms. Brianna Poe. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Would you tell us what you'd like us to know? Brianna? Yeah, there you go. Go ahead. You're on mute still?
Well, I'm sorry. Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Good.
Well, we got to deal with Mr. Simon on behalf. He's in jail. Stripping me. I had put a warrant up for his arrest. Because the charges is not true. We had an altercation, fussing. I did it out of anger as well. And I'm just coming to talk up for him and just let y'all know the truth that he did not even work with. And that we both just needed to seek some anger management in the situation. So.
You actually went to the hospital and sought medical treatment?
Yes, I did.
So you told the police that you suffered a broken nose, swollen right eye, and head trauma.
Yeah, I did. I had got jumped. I had got an altercation at this gas station with 2 females, and I just did it out of anger because me and Flo was already fussing. So, and I just made a big lie on him. I really did, and I really apologize to bring it this far and make these false claims up on his behalf. But he didn't hit me with a crowbar. That was a made up situation. But we do get into it. Mr. Simon never put his hands on me. He had never put his hands on me. And that's what I was telling the DA, the people that called me and told me how I feel about Mr. Simon. If he was to get released, I don't feel that he would be a threat to me. I just want him to get some help for us, like with the busing and anger management. That's what we both need of anything. But
All right, Mr. Simon?
No.
You have information, you have a history of domestic violence noted in your record with victims other than Ms. Brianna.
I think I only been in jail for that one time before.
Wow. But there has been allegations which would indicate a pattern of domestic violence against women throughout your supervision. I'm going to sit back and see if my colleagues have any other questions.
Have you ever had any courses in anger management?
who, me, sir? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, Mr. Ford.
No, sir.
Do you feel you have an anger problem?
Nah, I don't feel like I have no bad anger problem, but I do get angry, and fuss a lot, but I don't feel like it's bad to where I can't control myself towards society or nothing like that. I have 5 kids that I, help raise, so I don't feel like I have no anger problem like that.
How long have you been out of jail?
7 months.
7 months.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to take some anger classes? Anger management?
Yes, sir.
We can give him or suggest so.
Do you have any substance abuse history?
No, ma'am.
None at all. Never used any illegal drugs?
No, ma'am.
Never.
No. No, ma'am.
Are you working? Working?
Well, I was when I got released from jail, I was working at Popeyes, but then I kind of quit Popeyes because it wasn't like for me. It wasn't helping me, do the things that I had to do. And in the midst of that, I was looking for another job, but it was kind of hard to find another job, So I messed up by quitting Popeyes, But yeah, I was working, but not the whole 7 months that I was released.
Have you ever been on work release?
Yeah, but that was a long time ago, like 2016.
How do you feel about that?
I just want to go home, man. But I feel like work release would be like me being in jail, But I just really want to go home, sir. Like I could do, if you want to put me in anger management, is it a way that I can do anger management inside the free world? So I could be home with my kids, and continue my life. That's all I'm asking, man. I could do anger management if you a permit to anger management classes. I'll do that. Cause I feel like I need anger management. I can use it, to help me out.
I think this is more than just an anger management problem, Mr. Son. As I said, you have a history, you have multiple allegations in your record being abusive towards women. I'm concerned. I believe that releasing would be a public safety issue. And I'll just, Ms. Ledoux, do you have any comments?
Well, the police report is very clear. It is obvious that there was some significant injuries that Ms. Poe suffered. And I believe that came at your hand. I don't understand the idea of recanting when someone's beaten you, but regardless, we have evidence that violence occurred, and we have other reports within your probation and parole jacket that shows that that's not the first time someone's caught that you were pointed out to having violence against women, like Mr. Renatza said. So I find that very concerning.
All right, any other questions? Mr. Simon, I'm ready to vote. I'm very concerned about you. I'm very concerned about your history of domestic violence. My vote today is going to be to revoke your parole based on the evidence presented in the finding of probable cause. Mr. Tillis.
My vote also is going to be to revoke, and I would strongly suggest that you, while you're incarcerated, get some anger management classes.
Mrs. Ledoux. Wait, you're on mute still.
Thank you. My vote is also to revoke based on evidence of domestic violence.
Hello. Mr. Simon, your parole is being revoked today. Good luck. That concludes our business. We're going to adjourn at 11:17.
And a quick revoke, and I don't think anybody is surprised except for the non-victim, victim, whatever. Anyways, I was going to do a song, but Annan, he had to work with he calls humans that day, so he was unable to write up the transcripts that I usually do for the song, so I will do one better, and that will be a story from GrandPaDoo, a very special story for July 4th that is coming up, and guess what? This story is sponsored by our favorite sponsor, Rose Forever. And look at this beautiful, oh my gosh, July 4th celebration roses. This is crazy. How cool is this? It's so beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. I know that like a lot of it, you know, it's on sale from $349 to $209, and with my coupon code Mandoo, you get $20 off of that. But before we go into the story time, I just want to say, like, talking about stories, that it's not just the roses that you're getting, but you're getting like a piece of art. It lasts, you know, not technically forever, but mine have lasted over a year. And it's like a story that you get to tell. When someone walks into the room, like GrandPaDoo has the roses, I got it from my mother-in-law, Sir Richard and Lorraine now have it. Maybe you've seen those unboxings, but someone says, whoa, what are those? Are those, you know, what is that? And then that obviously gives you the opportunity to open up into, well, there's actually this YouTube channel. I know it sounds crazy, but it's this thing I don't really tell. But I'm in every night we go on. I got my YouTube community, and we all sit in the live chat and we watch parole hearings. I'm like, parole? What do you? Yeah, and then it's like it's just this. It's a conversation starter, a conversation goer. It's something to talk about, an opening to, like, you know, share this whole other side of your life that maybe a lot of your friends don't even know about. So it's more than just roses. It's more than just supporting a small business out of New York. But I think it's like an opening into this whole other life that you have here on the Mandoo channel. But enough of that. Let's go into a classic GrandPaDoo story time. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. GrandPaDoo, are you there?
Yes, sir. I sure is.
You sure is, GrandPaDoo. So I thought that we were going to tell everybody a special GrandPaDoo story time.
You got it. You got it. You know what? We're coming very close to a very big celebration, the 250th anniversary of the founding of our country, the 4th of July. The 4th of July was always an exciting time for me, even as a kid. I can remember as a kid taking the bus out of town of Hartford to go to Elmwood to buy fireworks because it was illegal in Hartford to shoot them off as a kid. I remember as a kid when Dad used to get fireworks and shoot them off. It was a great time, a great celebration. A lot of fun. Well, the years go by, and guess what? This is 2000, and it's the bicentennial celebration of the 4th of July, 50 years ago. I remember it well. What was happening was the tall ships were going to be sailing from Newport, Rhode Island to New York City on July the 3rd. So I rushed home from work that day to get into Groton to get to my boat so we could go out sailing to see the ships go by. It was so exciting. We took another couple with us. Got there early. It was really, really exciting. I jumped on the boat and off we go. We get out about 50 yards and all of a sudden a fog comes in. You could not see the bow of the boat from the stern. That's how thick the fog was. There was no way that we were going to see the tall ships that year. So here we are in the middle of the Long Island Sound, and it is so fogged in. And of course, in those days, I didn't have GPS. I just had a compass. And I'm heading south toward Fisher's Island, where the boats were supposed to go. I just happened to check my gas supply. I was so excited, I forgot to fill the tank. And we were probably half a gas left to go. Not enough to get back to the mainland. So hopefully I could hit Fisher's Island. Well, I kept my compass on south, knowing that if I go south, I'm going to hit something there. And by golly, I hit the little cove in Fisher's Island and was able to get in and pulled up to the dock ready to load up my boat with gas. However, it was late already and the operation was closed, no gas. There was no way that we could get back to the mainland without any gas. And there we are, stuck on Fisher's Island. And this other couple were not too happy. The other guy worked for Electric Boat making submarines, and he had to be there. He was a designer for the special units on the ship. So I saw a guy, and I went up to him. I said, "Sir, would you mind very much if I can buy 3 gallons of gas out of your tank? I'll give you $10. Now, in those days, gas, $10 was a lot of money for a gas tank. So I had a siphon on the boat, and he agreed to it. I took the siphon, sucked up on the air, and pulled in about 3 gallons of gas, which was really not enough to get but just about able to do it. And I got back to the boat, and we headed due north. Not another boat around, nothing. All you could see is fog. And here I am going straight ahead, very slow to conserve my consumption of gas.
What kind of boat was
Well,
this, so we can envision it?
This is my fishing boat, 22-footer with an inboard outboard motor. Really great boat. Loved it.
You were using your inboard right now for this, or?
We were just using it as a passenger boat. Yeah, you could just use it as a passenger boat. But I used to do my fishing on this boat. It had a front walk bow, so you could fish in the front and in the bow at the same, and the stern at the same time. And it had a little cabin, a little cuddy cabin, slept too. It was a cute little boat, but it needed gas. So we're coming back, and all of a sudden I hear the red bell buoy. Now the red buoy is at the dock just where I keep my boat. I hit it right on the button as if I had GPS. And we got back in the minute we needed to turn into the bay. The fog was gone, wide open, and we were able to get back, tied up the boat, and we were safe and sound and missed out on a disastrous situation. This year, I am not going on the boat to see any tall ships, although they will be sailing again. I'm playing it very safe.
That's it.
Well, I wish everybody that's listening to this a wonderful 4th of July, a great 250th celebration, and may this country be strong and stronger than ever before. We need it.
Amen.
Amen.
That's a beautiful story, GrandPaDoo. That's the first time I think I have heard that story.
I know. Well, there's a few more stories I got that you've never heard.
Well, you know the community loves GrandPaDoo story time, and they've been
Well, I
waiting.
love to tell it. I love to tell it. I love talking of my experiences. And the older I get, the more enjoyable I find it.
Well, you're a good storyteller too.
Okay, thank you very much, grandson.
250 years. That's you know, that's only 1.5 times older than you.
I know.
That's pretty crazy.
I can remember going to parades for right after World War One. I remember being a messenger during the war, during World War II. I was in the Korean War as an active military infantry. I remember the Vietnam War and all the problems that we had there and the subsequent wars. Yeah, I got a long memory of wars, that's for sure, for the moment.
Yes, sir. Well, the community loves you. They really do. They always ask, and
Well,
they
I
love.
hope they enjoy
They
that. I hope they enjoy that.
they loved your unboxing of the roses. They thought that was great.
Oh, yes. I still have them. They look great.
Yeah, are they at the table?
Yeah, they sit right on my table. You got it.
They look brand new still.
They do. Yeah, just like when I opened them. Yeah.
Everyone loved it. They were laughing because we said, they're okay. And then I said, well, would you rate them? We're like, maybe a 5. I said, but do you know that they're real? You said they're real. If you had to rate them from 1 to 10, how would you rate them? 5.
Yeah.
Well, what?
They're just like paper. They're paper, so it's not that impressive. But I have no idea who may have sent it. I don't know if there's an admirer out there that's trying to get my attention.
Well, what if I told you that they were not paper roses, but they were real roses?
No, couldn't be.
Indeed, they are. And what if I told you that I sent them to you?
No.
Yes.
No. No way.
GrandPaDoo, I need to tell you something. So
yes,
I have a sponsor. They are called Rose is Forever. And
oh my God, that's what it is. That's what it is. Roses forever.
And that's what it is. And they are real roses.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, they're real.
Oh, I thought they were paper roses.
That's now what would you rate them from?
How can they last? How can they stay like that?
I have no idea, but they do some type of treatment on them that they.
Oh my God! They say don't touch it. That's what they're.
Oh, it says don't touch it. Really?
You're the one that sent this to me. You're my admirer. Oh my God! I'm here. I thought this some nice, gorgeous blonde was interested in me.
Well, I could have blonde hair.
Oh my God! Holy cow! You got to be kidding me.
It was me.
I told your mother about it. She had no idea.
Here's what happened. Well, now that you know they're real, are you going to rate them again? Are they still a 5, or do you think that knowing they're real?
No, they're real. I would rate them as a 9.
A 9. That's yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I'll rate them a 9, or an 11.
Amazing.
I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
Okay. Well, take care, and thank you for letting me share my experiences with you and your audience. I hope they enjoy it.
Oh, they always do. I love you.
Great. Love you too.
You know, I always, it's, I don't know, it's probably normal to think this. He's 96 years old. And every year I think, when is it going to be? You know, he's someone I always call. I try to call every day. It's part of my routine. And I don't do it as favors for him. I do it because I genuinely love talking to him. I don't hear any negativity from him. I'll hear it always through the back end channels. My mother would tell me. I just found out, for example, he fell. He fell a month ago. I had tonight is the first time he told me, because he has someone coming to look at his wound in 15 minutes. That's why I had to get off. He fell. He's on the floor. He has thank God he has a button, he wears on his neck. I've fallen, I can't get up, but I don't even know. And he didn't break his hip or anything, but he fell in his house, and you don't heal like you used to. He's got a cut that's just not healing. And anyways, but he always puts on a show for me. There was also last week I called him. He was out of breath. He was coughing. I said, "What's going on?" He said, "I just ran from the shower to get the call." I said, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." He forgets to hang up. He often doesn't hang up, and so I hear more coughing. And again, my mother says, "Oh, he's got bronchitis, or not bronchitis, even the something that can kill you at that age. I forget what it is." I'm like, "Oh my God!" He doesn't tell me. He doesn't want. For me, he always puts on a show. Everything's perfect. He still views me as his, little grandson, which it's a beautiful thing. But yeah, I'm blessed to share him with you guys, and I hope, I always tell myself, I hope I can share them with you guys for another, who's to say, 1 out of 100, 101, 102, 103, I'll be selfish. I'll be greedy. All right, present day Mandoo back, and yeah, he really is a time capsule, a legend, and I love sharing GrandPaDoo with you, and so happy to be celebrating 250th July 4th with all of you. Mandoo is the $20 off gift code if you do want to really celebrate with these beautiful roses. And yeah, with that, I'll let you go. God bless America.
America, yeah.